Josh Reddick, longtime favorite of mine at What Pros Wear. Thanks for giving me a couple minutes here. Just take me through what you got this year for gear, why you wear the glove you wear. You know, you've been, that seems like that thing's got some years on it.
This is 1 year. This is actually a one year glove. Yeah, it's got a bunch of wear and tear on it.
Yeah.
But I've always worn Wilson. I think Wilson, I've always been kind of a tougher leather, and with Wilson outfield gloves, I can make them, I call it floppy, whereas a lot of guys use the stiffer gloves, but I like to have mine a little bit, I guess floppy would be the right word.
Yeah. Why is that?
Just a comfort thing. It's really all it is. You know, it's all about whether you like, you know, and for us it's either there's a normal grip, there's two in the pinky area.
Yep.
Some people even go 3 way down there. For me it's just 2, and it helps bring the glove off your hand a little bit, so you get that extra couple reach out. But yeah, so waiting on my new one to come in for this year. I always use a new one every year. Leave my one before as a backup. Yep. One before as a backup.
Gotcha.
And then we go.
How about your cleats?
To the custom style New Balance. New Balance lets us kind of do our own thing. You can do your own color schemes and you know, put your number or your name on the back.
Those are sharp, and they look comfortable as hell.
I usually spend probably about an hour on each cleat to make sure I got everything right to the detail where I want it to. And the thing about New Balance is they're so comfortable. They're really, I mean, they're like wearing their running shoes with spikes. That's really all it is. They've done so well over the past few years at developing them to be so much more comfortable and lighter, which is obviously huge in this game.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
and I've got plenty of designs.
They're basically they have the best reputation in baseball for that.
Yeah. And then the custom Franklins. I finally got lucky enough to be able to customize my own Franklins a few years back.
Awesome.
And so we went from the Oakland colors and just transferred everything over to the Astros colors. And it's cool because these are road ones, and then you flip everything out. So on the home ones, this would be the orange, that would be the blue. Be more blue than orange.
A little camo. You'd like to mix in a little
camo. I like camo. The digital camo looks good down there.
Yep.
And I just get my number done right there. Nothing too crazy, but you know, not the generic. You get to see everything.
Nice.
Add a little personal touch to it.
How about your bat?
The bat.
You've been Old Hick forever.
I've been Old Hick since probably my middle of my first professional season. They've done really well for me.
Old Hickory is one of the it's the type of guys who swing it. The roster they got is insane.
They have a lot of big names. They got Mike Trout for one.
Trout.
They got Nolan,
Goldschmidt, Arenado.
Goldie, yeah.
I'm blanking on others.
There's plenty more.
The amount of guys.
I think Cargo swings them at some point.
Yeah, they have a really, really high quality roster.
They do.
What is it about Old Hickory that kind of keeps those guys coming back?
It's funny. My first bat deal was with these guys in the minor leagues, and I just grew to love them. And then when I got to the big leagues, I switched actually bat models. And my first bat model change, I hit a home run. And so I just stuck with them, and it ended up being better years and better years. So
JL18?
Yep.
Do you know what like the basis of that model is?
It's the Javi Lopez, so the catcher for the Braves, which actually works out because I was a Braves fan. Makes sense. The JO18 is basically a longer barreled knob of what they call an I-13 original knob, and this just extends that, and then a flared knob. I like to have the flared knob, so I don't have an overwrap for one, and you hear a lot of guys breaking their hamate bone on the knob, so that really helps prevent that.
Have you ever considered the Axe model?
I actually do. I have the Axe handle.
Oh wow! This is like a Springer.
This is a Springer model. If you ever get to talk to Springer about it, you could tell him about my stats with his bat last year. I think I hit probably 280 with his bat and like 240 with mine. So I've got my own Axe handle bats as well, so I like to switch it up whenever I need to.
Yeah. Now last year you were the first guy, first major leaguer ever to wear PF Flyers.
Oh yeah.
At least that's how I remember it. What was that like a Sandlot kind of like sentimental thing that you did?
Sort of, kind of. I mean, when the guys in New Balance came to me in spring training and told me they were going to have one, I said, I need a pair right now. I love PF Flyers. I love Converse.
Yeah.
So and then they sent me some, and then I think our first Sunday game, day game, I was going to make them like a day game kind of thing. Every Sunday I wore them, and then just for like the next two weeks I wore them before they told us we couldn't wear them anymore.
Because they were
all black, yeah. So it was pretty cool to think about, Benny the Jet, and wearing actually PF Flyers on a baseball field with cleats was definitely a cool concept. They got a lot of attention, so it's good that the restrictions on our cleats have gotten pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, so tell me, is that the same rule this year? How's it working this year?
I think it's a little bit more lenient now. I don't know if we can go the full black yet, but I know they're not making us do the like 51% team colors, crazy kind of thing. I know they're cutting back on it, but I'm sure they'll keep their tabs on if we get too crazy.
What do you think about that? What do you think about kind of that idea of loosening it up a little bit?
I think it should be. You know, I think to an extent, players should be able to express themselves. Because you look around in other major sports like the NFL and basketball, these guys get to, you know, not wear their team colors and do whatever they want to their shoes. And I think that's great, as opposed to us doing it for one weekend. I think for a matter of a season, I think one, shoe sales would increase. If the guys like, say, Mike Trout or Altuve or Springer want to design their own cleat and go crazy with it, I think they could sell a lot more. But I think it's just about making players be able to express themselves more, because all they sometimes see is just us in baseball pants and a jersey and generic colored cleats. So I think it'd just be a little bit more for us to be able to get our way out there.